Welcome to another edition of The Leaders. I'm Yuli Ismartono from Asia Views. I'm here in Phnom Penh, capital of Cambodia, to speak with one of the leaders of the civil society movement. 15 years ago, Cambodia emerged from decades of civil war to rebuild its society. The biggest challenge, of course, is the welfare of its people, which now stands at 14 million. What has been the result so far? 2 years ago, we spoke with the leader of the government, Prime Minister Hun Sen. Today, we will speak with the leader of Cambodia's civil society movement, which has been at the forefront of socio-economic programs. Mr. Chhith Sam Ath, a graduate of the Asian Institute of Technology, is Executive Director of the NGO Forum on Cambodia. Mr. Chhith, thank you for being with us today. My first question is, Cambodia has come a long way since it first established peace in 1992, after decades of civil war. What has been the peace dividend?
Okay, thank you for the question and giving me opportunity to be interviewed in this program. So in 1980s, after the Cambodia get out from the Khmer Rouge, we could see the level of economic and human development was very low during that time. So the return of peace resulted in a situation where people can become more secure and more confident, where be able to normalize and could be produced and trade of goods. Besides having a social benefit to the people, and also provided an economic development to the Cambodia. So it is clearly evident that economic growth and social stability is the dividend of peace. And it has to be noted that the peace dividend also benefit from the deployment of United Nations. You may know during 1993, which created a so-called UNTAC, you may know, United Nations Development Authority in Cambodia, booms, that consists of rapid expansion in construction and services, concentrated which are mainly in urban areas. Starting from a basic of very low poverty and very high poverty rate start in 1990, peace and economic opening have made possible for decades of rapid growth and relatively rapid poverty reductions. In addition, it also grows benefit from the peace dividend through active pursuit of regional and international integrations. As a result, we could see the open market for the garment industry to the US and Europe. And in addition, also increase the infrastructure developments, which link Cambodia to international and also the neighboring countries.
But Mr. Chhith, you have mentioned economic growth. However, Cambodia remains a poor country, I believe with more than 30% of the population living under the national poverty line. Why is that?
I think the development of infrastructure and industry that are guided by the government policies have further helped economic development in the country, and economic growth has continued since 1990s and the first decade of the millennium development. So the pattern of the government of the development, however, have mainly favored the non-poor development, we call. So the development of the garment industry, tourism, construction particularly favor the people in urban areas, which are not among the poor living. As you may know, that majority of the poor are mostly living in the rural areas. And the government set up a new 5-year plan called National Strategic Development Plan, which they recognize that this and make improving the living standard of the rural poor as a top priorities. However, the recognition is not new. As early as 1995, the Royal government identified rural development as the ultimate objective. But until now, the government spending on agriculture and rural development has not been sufficient priority to address the poverty line. And another point that we could consider is the poor that are largely rely on agriculture and have not much benefit from Cambodia economic growth. There has been relatively very little public investment in the rural development and agriculture. And in Cambodia context, agricultural production remain heavily depends on weather, on the rain-fed agriculture, which is reflecting lack of investment in technology such as effective irrigation system or flood defense to offset effect of too little or too much water from the river. So based on this issue, so the poverty remain high in Cambodia. But however, we have to be realized that over the past 10 years, the poverty has been reducing about 10% in the past decades.
So the majority of the poor people in Cambodia are actually in the rural areas?
Majority of them are in the rural area. While my argument is the development mostly have taken place in the urban area where lacking of investment to the rural area, where a lot of people are benefiting from the developments and investments.
I understand that. And do you think the government is addressing this problem?
I think they have a plan to address the problem, but as a result, actual implementation not really see a progressive toward extension of the development to the rural area rather than it boom economic development in the city itself.